Shalom, shalom. First off, give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakarkadash. The honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, the women and children, and the confusion of faith who follow. So, just, piggybacking off the brother here, but definitely wanted to put up this, you know, copyright disclaimer, for fair use. Baba Shah as well. They don't strike the video. So as you can see, this is I'm not sure what I'm gonna entitle this, but we're going into a video from Glenn Beck that he did on the ESG score. All right. But matter of fact, before we play the video, um, we'll get the meaning of this and we'll go to the article. Okay, so if you're not familiar with the ESG score, it's the environmental, social, and governance. Okay, so it's basically the way that you interact in the environment around you, whether you're recycling, using clean energy, your social, how you're interacting with people. Are you an asshole? Are you a nice guy? And governance, how basically how you uh, matter of fact, here, let's see. Pull that up right here. It would do that now. So governance, it says tax strategy, execute executive remuneration, donations, and political lobbying. Basically, how you are participating in the government. Okay, do you vote? Things of that nature. Okay, so all these different areas are going to come together to make a score, and that's how you're going to be judged by society. Okay, and ultimately, that's how you're going to be judged by the leaders of the society, should I say? And if you're doing what they say to do, then you're going to have a high score. You're going to get rewarded. If you're not, okay, then you have a lower score. You get punished. So Lord's will is going to be an edifying video. So, like I said, this guy Glenn Beck, he's going into, I don't know if it's this in particular article, but everything that he says in the video is in this article as well. So we'll get this article first. It says Italy creates new social credit app to reward citizens for virtuous behavior. So I'm just gonna skim and scan through it because he's gonna say a lot of this stuff. It says social credit apps, if poorly developed or used, can lead to serious limitations on and violations of citizens' rights, freedoms, as well as discriminatory practices. Nevertheless, Italy has created a new social credit app to reward citizens for virtuous behavior. And like I said, this is all subjective to what they want you to do. All right, so this is like the real life, the image of the beast, as the scriptures say in Revelation 13. Let me back it up a little bit. In 15, it says, "And he had power to give life into the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed." Okay, maybe that's what I'll name this video, "The Image of the Beast," because that's really what it's talking about when we go into this ESG score. It's if you're not following the agenda that they want you to, then you're going to be ostracized. Now, right now, we're in the infancy of it, so they're going to tell you that it's not mandatory that you take this. If you do what you're supposed to do, then you're going to, you reap rewards. And, they compare it to, I believe it says in here, to like a grocery store cash back kind of deal. All right, so you see how like people, he had the 5, he had the 4.9, the 4.8, different scores. So, and matter of fact, dang, So if you wasteful or you pollute, you have a low score. If you running through different resources, you know, burning wood, just things like of that nature that can lower a person's ESG score. All right, if if you're an employer and your employees aren't making that much money or they're complaining, that could lower your score. If it's not a safe environment, if it's constant conflict in there, or you're not having a diversity of employees, you got all men working and there's no women. These conditions can lower a it's because it's not just people; it's businesses as well that will have an ESG score, or whatever they decide to call it when they fully implement it here in America, or Babylon, shall we say? But this is over in Italy. Okay, it says by rewarding some residents for their behavior through a point system, a new software recently developed in Italy bears remarkable resemblance to China's social credit system. Right, so let me see. The smart the smart citizen wallet was unveiled at a new conference on digital innovation in Bologna on March 29th. Mayor Matteo Lepore and Massimo Bugandi, director of the city's digital agenda, spoke about the initiative. So they have a whole digital agenda over there, and for them, they have like a czar or a person, president, if you will, a director for the digital agenda. This guy's in charge of rolling out this technology and implementing it into society, weaving it into society so that people get used to it, people adapt to it, and people will, succumb to it. All right, it says the app is already operating in Rome, as per local newspaper Corriere di Bologna, which characterized their approach as similar to a supermarket points collection. And in its now in its trial phase, this September it will be introduced to Bologna. So you have a select few people who are using it now. Same thing happened in China. You had a select few people that were using it, but eventually it gets brought out to the masses. Okay. Um, Citizens who use the program will be rewarded for things like recycling, taking public transportation, managing their energy efficiently, and avoiding fines. Now, it's a crazy that they're mentioning, taking public transportation. What's going on right now? There's an energy crisis. All right, everything that's going on with, the Ukraine Russia situation. They're talking about as far as energy, the gas. Well, I don't want to jump the gun. I'm gonna let because a lot of this stuff Glenn Beck is going to talk about, so I'm not going to jump the gun. But with public transportation, it's it's going to save greenhouse gases, or if you're driving and I'm driving, and everyone else is around here is driving, then there's more cars on the road. There's more smog in the air, so to speak, and it's damaging to the economy, or to the what do they call it, global warming. So, or managing their energy efficiently. Are you turning off lights? Are you wasting power? Things of that nature. They're going to look at your gas bill. It's really kind of invasive, very invasive. Avoiding public fines. Did you get a speeding ticket? Things of that nature. It says, let me see. I'll get this last part and then we'll go ahead and um, jump to the video. Says citizens will be able to increase their rating and earn points that they may spend on numerous prizes such as rebates and free cultural activities by engaging in so-called virtuous behaviors. So that's their prize at the end of the, or prize in the Cracker Jack box, if you will. You get to get some rebates and you get free cultural activities to engage in, whatever that means. Maybe you go horseback riding for a weekend. But let's just get to the video. Let me see, and I'm gonna make some points. In and out of the video. Go ahead and move me out the way. Hold on. Something's not right here. All right, let's try it. All right, there we go. Let's try it one more time.
So there's a new app now just been released in Italy, and wow, it looks like China's social credit system, which kind of looks like the mark of the. But again, what happens is
exactly, from the jump. So I mean, we started reading this. We go ahead and read this all the way through. Verse 16, it says, "And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead," which we know eventually this is going to be the RFID chip. Okay, so right now, they'll have the app on your phone or whatnot if you want to participate in it. And they say it's not mandatory now, but as the scriptures say, you know, it's gonna be mandatory, and they're gonna want to put it in you, to track your movements, to know what you're doing, to know where you're at, so that they're gonna use it for you to open your laptop, just wave it past the camera or something, or to unlock your door, to clock in at work, to go to the gym, you know, all your medical records, your money, everything's gonna be in here, and it's gonna keep track of your ESG. How you're operating within your environment. So it says, in that no man might, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Right? So you're not going to be able to operate society if you don't have this. You're not going to be able to go to the grocery store. You're not going to be able to put gas in your car. You're not going to be able to feed your child. If, you know, if, and participate in society is what I'm saying. Of course, if, we're not going to take this, the Lord is going to cover us. So we're not worried about this. We want this to come, but the world should be afraid. Okay, if you ain't got Yahweh Shem Yahushua on your side, you should be afraid. But the world is ignorant to a lot of this. Okay, so when it hits them, it's gonna hit them like a ton of bricks. All right, let's get back to the video.
if you sign up for it, the Smart Citizen wallet is going to be there, and it's gonna give you points for things that you do right. And it's wonderful. If you use the app, you'll be rewarded for things like recycling, using like buses, managing your energy well, and not getting fined for any of those things. What they're going to do is give everybody a virtuous behavior point. So you'll get a score, you'll win points, you'll be able to spend on various awards such as discounts and free cultural activities. Oh man, it is going to be great. It is. Now, they did say no one, quote, obviously, no one will be forced to participate.
All clear. Oh, you see that? Craftsman style, 3-bed, 2-bath. Huh? Just got pre-approved for a mortgage with Navy Federal Credit Union. Nope.
Oh. Okay. All right. And I think that's great. I think we should probably trust them, because it's ridiculous to think in 2007 that the housing market would collapse. That's ridiculous. We never bail out the big banks and leave the little guy behind. The caliphate? What? That's a conspiracy. Trump will never become president. And the military would never purge red staters out of their ranks. I mean, why would they do that? Oh, yeah, we're going to pull out of Afghanistan and leave people.
Hey, for what is something I believe? Should the faith of the let me just grab it real quick. This is Romans chapter 3 and verse 3. It says, "For what is something I believe? Shall the unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? The Most High forbid. Yea, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou might be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged." So, just as he's going in, nobody would believe back in 2007 that there was going to be a housing crisis and this, that, and the third. Well, nobody's going to believe that this is the true MOTB, that this is the new world order coming into fruition. Nobody wants to believe that we're the true children of Israel and that the chariots of the Most High are going to come and deliver us. But guess what? We don't give a fuck. Our beliefs don't require you to believe what we believe, like Morpheus said. All right, there's going to be an elect, there's going to be a saved out of this place. Okay, and they believe. The Most High put the Spirit on them, okay, to do His work, to push His word, and to believe. Faith. So, he's on to something there.
People and equipment behind. Right. And you're saying that I'm going to tell you we can't define what a woman is? You'll actually believe that there'll come a time where you are ostracized because you say men can't get pregnant? Oh my God, you're crazy. You're crazy. This is not a tracking, China mark of the beast. It's not anything. You're nuts. I mean, it's like the people who say, oh, Antifa and BLM, they're going to burn cities to the ground, and then they'll be called heroes by the media, and then they'll be bailed out of jail by the person who becomes the next vice president. Right. Oh, yeah, and our schools are going to teach CRT. Yeah.
I'm going to jump for it just a little bit.
Look,
hold on.
Believing that these things could happen, that this is not some just innocuous kind of thing that will help people, is totally believable. And to not believe it, I mean, then you'd have to believe like the FBI and DOJ and...
Matter of fact, yeah. That goes into 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and 3. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as to prevail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Right? So they're telling you that this ESG score, we're going to have an app for you. It's not mandatory. You don't need to do it. But if you do it, here are the benefits. They're making it seem like it's so beautiful and peaceful, and it's for your betterment. But little by little, they're taking away your civil liberties. Little by little, it's an invasion of privacy. Your whole life is now their business because you allowed them to come in. You allowed them to monitor you. If you litter, you gotta get a piece of paper and drop it, and they know, and that's not invasive to you. How do they even know if you litter? If you litter, if a piece of bubble gum drop out your pocket, your credit score drop, how do they know? They gotta have some kind of tracking device on you. It's definitely, I don't know the intricate details of it, But anybody with half a brain can figure out that if they can know and understand something minute as you littering, then they got eyes on you at all times.
DHS would target parents as terrorists, you know, or teach transgenderism and turn our kids against parents beginning in kindergarten. Or the FBI would abuse the FISA courts, and then if they did, you're expected to believe that there wouldn't be serious consequences, right? That's like believing that we're going to shut down the entire economy over the whole globe. Oh yeah, government's going to come and tell you when to shut your business, and Americans will just take it. They'll shut
He's just
their
proving the
businesses
point.
down, and then if they
He just proved the point that if you'd have told somebody 5 years ago that everything that happened in the pandemic was going to happen, they never believe you. So I am going to jump forward here in a little bit.
There's no inflation. It's transitory. Wait, you just said that there was no inflation. No, it's transitory. Okay, were you wrong? Oops. No, squirrel. ESG is a conspiracy theory. It's only for your information. That's it. We're never going to apply this. This is so you know what you're investing in. We're never going to hold companies or states or countries hostage by it.
And he was kind of slick when he said that. He said that we're never going to hold companies or states or countries because a lot of these a country is exactly that. It's a company. All right. It has a president, it has a vice president. All right. Countries are ran by monarchs, okay, a king. All right. A business is ran by a president. All right. We are all workers in this company called America. All right. Slaves, if you will. Okay. There's a little bit more I want to get in here. It's about to go do this little ad thing. Give it some time.
That's crazy. So,
Y'all bear with me.
Buying a car can be an emotional ride. Frustration. Blah, blah, blah.
So, anyway, definitely not the mark of the beast.
Digital angel, don't be scared. It's not the mark of the beast.
No way! Digital Angel is just like your favorite slippers. Comfortable, consistent, and like a tracking device with an internal injected barcode so satellites can watch your every move no matter where you are or what you're doing. And why waste time with those pesky, hard-to-remember first and last names when your friends can just scan your forehead for your identity? It's Digital Angel!
Digital angel.
Warning, resistance is futile.
But it's not the mark of the beast.
And by the way, don't worry because there's nothing anybody can do about inflation, and it's not going to get out of hand. And even if it does, Joe Biden, he knew. He said this is going to cost the American people an awful lot. It's going to be hard. We want to stand against Russia. We're going to pay a heavy price for it. And gosh darn it, we all knew what he meant by that. Every American was like, yeah, okay, sure. Eggs, according to the USDA this week, eggs, in the fall could be $1 a piece, $12 a dozen. We all knew that. They explained that to us. Hey, you might be paying $8 a gallon for gasoline. We said, damn the Russians, right? Am I right? Inflation where you don't have the product because we all agreed people should get money from the government to stay home and not go back to work. We all voted for it. We all agreed. We knew, and they were very clear with us. Hey, it's going to cost us a pretty penny. We've printed too much money. We've done crazy things. Hey, let's send $58 billion over to Ukraine. That's just, $7 billion more than the yearly budget for Russia's Department of Defense. But let's send that over to that crooked company or country, and don't worry.
There you go. He did it again. The crooked country, crooked company, a country, exactly, because these countries are nothing but companies. Okay, and he's really going into this inflation, how it's going to affect us. $1 an egg, $12 an egg, or for a carton of eggs. $8 gas, $8 a gallon gas, and you don't think these streets are going to be rioting? You don't think there's going to be chaos? Come on. But going back into this inflation, the scriptures speak about this. Okay? This is I'll start at Habakkuk 2 and 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie." Right, so when the prophets seen these visions that the Most High gave them, it was for an appointed time, in an hour, in a moment, in a second, in a day for them to happen. All right, and we in our lifetime, we were able to see them actually come to life and play out in real time. I said, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Although it seems like it's taking forever, or we've been saying the same thing year in, year out, year in, year out. It's gonna come to pass. It's gonna come. All right. It will not tarry. Okay, jumping down to verse 4, it says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up in him, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith." Right, talking about the so-called white man who is not an upright man. All right, we know how he deals in unrighteousness, unrighteous decrees, his actions, his laws, everything about him is just, despicable. It says, "But the just shall live by his faith." Right? What did I say earlier about for what is something I believe? All right, we believe that faith is what keeps us going. It's our energy. It says, "Yea, because he transgresseth by wine, he's a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who who enlarges his desires as hell and is as death." Right. So you see this Edomite, this so-called white man, he's in everyone's country dictating law, dictating judgments, dictating actions on what's going on in other people's lands, right? Who it says that he enlarges his desire as hell. That means, he wants to control everything and is as death because he is the bringer of death. Okay, his weapon or his gift was a sword. That's why he has, the brother Ivan Moff, he always makes a beautiful point. You have you have nuclear energy, potential to be the most clean energy in the world, the most powerful energy in the world. If we used it to power the world, we wouldn't have this energy crisis that we're going through right now. We're just saying there might be blackouts, all summer due to the energy crisis. They're using coal. They're trying to ESG. They're trying to get away from that, and then they want to bring in wind turbines and solar panels, which are actually, well, a wind turbine is clean, but it's expensive. I can't afford to put a wind turbine in my front yard. And solar panels, they're not only are they uh, environmentally worse than nuclear energy, but they cost, or the cost is out of this world. And not only that, they're ineffective. Okay, they're ineffective. This light wouldn't be on if I was going off solar power because that energy is going to drain it out quick. You ain't playing Xbox, okay, all night on solar energy. Okay, so they want to bring in these different aspects. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of going kind of deep into this precept, but let me get back on track. Lord, as well, you're edified and you're still with me. But it says that he cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. It says, should not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his? How long into him that leads himself with thick clay? All right, and that thick clay, that ibadia, is debt. And that's what we're getting to. All the money that he just spoke about giving to Ukraine for the Russia situation, all right, that is going to come back home to roost. The billions and billions of dollars, the 30 trillion in debt for uh, the debt clock, the stimulus checks, the QE 1, 2, 3, and 4, and all of that. All this money going out, like he said, printing all this money. What's it going to do? It's going to devalue us, and they have to do this. They have to do this to do what? In order to implement that image of the beast and the actual beast itself, they have to break the economy. They need you dependent on them and dependent on this ESG score. This is the reality that they're trying to create. In order to do that, they have to break this reality. They have to break your spirit. If you're still strong-willed, then no, you're not gonna acquiesce to this. Why would you? You wouldn't have no reason. But if your baby can't drink its milk, if you're paying $8 worth of gas, if a carton of eggs is $12 and a gallon of milk is $15, and a bag of chicken is $50, I guarantee you, society's gonna do whatever they can to get back to some kind of normal. All right, it's a little bit more in that video, but I'll leave it in the description if you want to finish it. We're gonna get this, and we're gonna end it on that. This is Second Ezra chapter 9. It says, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest this part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world in which he made." And we are measuring the time diligently in itself. We understand that we're getting closer and closer and closer to this day. Everything that's going on in this world, ESGs over here, war over there, famine over here, uproar of the people over there, gun violence and coming for guns over there. It's just so much stuff going on right now. Hey, we understand that the time that we're in, and we know that the Most High is going to visit the world in which He made. Okay, so with that being said, Lord's word, this was edifying, and I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakar Kadash. Give honors to the apostles, narratives of GMS, salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, the women, the children, the confusion, the face who follow. Shalom.